Good afternoon. It is May 20th, 2022, and I, I guess at the end of the day you would call this a range day, but it moved down. You can see it closed at yesterday's close. So um, uh, there was a couple legs up in the overnight, and then just a huge sell-off, like 3.5 hour long sell-off. Um, And maybe I do not think my trend channel is incorrect, but we never made a new low. So, yeah, we just bounced, and this buying was pretty crazy. So anyway, so I had these overnight highs and lows in yellow. You can see prices are just chopping back and forth, really. I don't think I saw anything. You don't want to take this second entry short, I don't think, because it's not very clear where prices are turning up and turning down. Because otherwise it looks like a good setup. If it's in a strong trend down, but you don't have that context, and even if you have this trend channel drawn, you can see it's a close outside. So we're probably going to get another leg up, and that's exactly what happens. So anyway, I like this one because it looked pretty clear at this point. We bounced here, we made this high, and then we make another lower high, and that's a second entry short. So I was looking at this. This looks all right. Not a great setup, but it looks all right. I don't like this. This is going short into the lows, and it's just a large signal bar. And looks like we find support at the midline of the overnights. You get this channel down, break. This looks like technically it's a second entry, and we haven't made a new low, so maybe you would consider that with all that room back to the EMA. And it does kind of look like a close and a move to a new high, so you might consider that. But I would be thinking probably that, yeah, no, you might consider that because you might be thinking we're heading to the lows. So, but anyway, I think we make two legs up. I don't think I'm going long here, really. If I was to go long, I'd probably choose this one, not this one, just because I might be thinking we are going to test the opening price. But you can see we make a double top here, and this just turns out to be a range. And this is super congested. You might take this on like a quadruple test. Technically, it's a second entry short. It looked a lot better earlier when I was looking at it. I think what I liked about this is you get some price rejection right here. But even still, I mean, these look all like they're inside this bar, so not the greatest setup. I marked it red. I should probably mark it green. It's a lower high too. That's what I liked. I remember. You get a first entry, failed second entry. This is very congestive. I don't like that, which is unfortunate because it's a very good move down. And we come down here, and it looks like it's going to test the overnights. I don't think I would take this lower high, but it does kind of look like you might consider that. That's the second entry too, so I'm about to mark that red. I feel pretty good about that, testing the lows. And you can see, look, we break out counter trend, and it looks like we break out with the trend. Looks like probably a measured move. Yeah, you can see that. Perfect market geometry. First entry, second entry. Yeah, I would take that. Because at that point, it looks like the range isn't even going to matter anymore to me. So, yeah, it's plenty of room. I like that. But and then up here, this looks like a second entry. It's not, though. First, second, third. It does look like it, though. So you might take that. being aggressive. Then you get this failure right here. I say you take that. And then we have this kind of, I was playing this range, but then I saw this. This is a channel, and we have what looks like a break outside and a move to a new high. So I like that. And it's technically not a second entry because it ticks lower right here, but that looks like a first, second entry. So I like that. I took that. That was the only trade I took today. And unfortunately, I missed this huge move. This is like a 50-point move down, straight down. And unfortunately, you can't really get in on that. You might have taken this one. I think this one looks more aggressive than this one, to be honest, but because it looks more congested at that point. But yeah, this is just the first entry, so you can't take that. Congestion down here, we make a leg up, move to a new high. First entry failed, second entry long. It was really clear that we were just off to the races at this point. So this isn't the greatest setup on like a range day where you're trending down. It's not off the trend channel, so it's not the greatest setup. But today you want to take that first entry, second entry off of that trend channel. That really, I think that was really the confirmation of the. Well, I guess no, this lower high was the confirmation, but that's the second entry off the key entry point. So, I don't see anything in here. You might consider that, but that's going into support. So, a steep leg down, second entry right here, room back to the EMA. I say you take it. You can see there's a range right here that formed. So unfortunately, you don't get a setup right there. First entry failure right here. That's way too far from the EMA. You get a break, couple legs to a new low. First entry, second entry doesn't set up. You get this lower high. Take that. First entry, second entry, nothing there. First entry, second entry, take that. And eventually I played this like a range. Right here you get first, second. This is a second entry short. I say you take that. And then we come down here and we hit the measured move of this pink range, and it bounces out. This was a failure right here, and you would have gotten a scalp, but you're going right into the lows. So not the greatest setup. Right here, you can see that. And then we start trending up. And this was too early, in my opinion, to be going long. So I like this. We break out of this pink range after we hit that measured move, and all these people are getting long in here, and you get this double top and a lower high that far from the EMA. I'm taking that. It looks like a counter trend break higher. I'm taking that. We get a break, move to a new high, and then we move down. And unfortunately, there wasn't a good setup in here. Overshoot comes down here, leads to a break. Found support at the bottom of the range. You get a first entry. See, this is a repeat of earlier. Technically, this is going to be a third entry, but this looks like a first entry, second entry. Take that. Lower high. Take that. Plenty of room to these lows. And then we're just going sideways. And we don't come down and test these lows. And so, I mean, at this point, maybe you consider going long. I don't particularly like that, but that is a failure. Let's go ahead and mark that. And we come up here, hit that measured move, first entry, failed second entry. You might take that. That's very congestive. Come down here, first entry, second entry. And then when it bounces here, that's when it's pretty clear that we're about to move up. So that's a pretty good failure right there. But you're going into some serious resistance still. So unfortunately, there's not a lot of opportunities to get into this. We had confirmation of the trend channel down here, so I figured I'd mark that as aggressive. But other than that, I don't see anything before 12:30. So a lot of price action. Hope everyone had a good day, good week. I'll be back next week.